Hi YouTube. Right, I'm back to the video camera for now. I'm just going to show you how we do these holes, and we'll get this other part of this restoration project finished. You're going to have to bear with me with the shaking. I'm going to use a number 1 hammer for this, Thor hammer, which has got copper and rawhide on the other end. Like I've said in a lot of my other videos, you never want to hit steel with your leather tools. So we're going to now prick the holes with a pricking iron. I have many different pricking irons. I've chosen this one due to the nature of the stitches that are already in this belt. I want to keep it more in keeping with this cartridge belt. So if I'm doing my own type of wallets, I'll use a pricking iron like this, which is angled to give, there we go, an angled stitch, which gives you that saddle stitch, traditional saddle stitch look. So this will too with the way I sew it, and I'm hoping I'll be able to get you in for that as well. So let me get on with this, and we'll go from there. Okay, you just have to bear with me with the tapping. Ooh. Just check to see if I've gone through. Okay, I know now how much force is needed to get through. So okay, go right up to the corner. We'll work all the way around the strap with the pricking iron. Okay. I'm doing this a bit cag-handed here. I'm going to have to switch this round so I don't make a mess. I'm trying to keep it in frame so you can see what I'm doing, but I suppose there's a fine line with getting stuff for you to see and me messing it up. Okay, so we go again. These have to be nice and straight. Okay, I'm actually going, there's a couple of ways of doing this. You could prick both sides, and if you just out a shot, you'll have to bear with me. You can prick both sides and then marry those together, or like I've done here, because I've skived a lot of this other side down, it allows me to be able to go through the two pieces together. Let's have a look how we've got on. What I'm wanting from this is just to be, there we go, shy of the other side. So this bit here that I skived down, so there's no transition at all, so the belt's just as one now. You know, some people would have put this on, not skived this down, and there'd have been another lump of leather here, and it would have irritated the life out of him when he was airing it. But if you can skive stuff, you know, down to Rizla paper thin on these edges, this transition will be fine. And I want you to just go, whenever you do anything like this, always just go one stitch over this, see, so that you can lock that edge in as well, because you'll tend to find if you don't, this edge will just peel up a little bit here. I mean, it won't hurt nothing, but this just by going over one more stitch and locking that over will just help keep that a little bit neater. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the thread, and then we'll stick it, I'll try and adjust it, and we'll stick it in the saddler's clamp, and I won't be needing that hammer Now I don't think, and if I do need to just re-prick that hole, I can just use my brass one for that. Okay, 1, 2 and a half. That should be about right. I'm going to give this just a little bit of extra beeswax, just to help my it'll just be a bit easier when it comes to sewing. Sometimes I'll do it. There's plenty on that thread, but I'm going to take my needles. Oh dear, where did I put them? There. There we go. Just pop those back in there a second, and we'll thread the needle. We'll lock it off. Sometimes, you know, like I said in that other video, it's not needed. Sometimes I'll do it, especially if I'm doing a long line of stitching, I'll lock it off. Sometimes though, if you catch the thread as you're going through the two, as you're going through the hole, you'll need to take that needle off to be able to sort it out. And if you do that a couple of times and you've locked these needles off like that, it gets frustrating after a bit. Okay, right, now just bear with me a second, and I'm going to just put the first thread in. Whoops. I'm just going to centre that thread. There we go. Thread is all centred. I'm just going to pop it in the saddler's cam, and I'll readjust the camera. Now, when you're sewing like this, I would always recommend that you sew back into yourself, as in this way towards you rather than away from you. But for the purposes of this, because it don't really matter to me which way I'll sew, I'm gonna try and get it so you can see. Right, normally I'd suggest to sew back that way towards yourself, but you'll see a little bit better with me doing it like this, I hope. We'll find our next hole, which is there. We'll put the needle through, we'll pull back on the thread, we'll go back through, we'll pop the thread over, and we'll pull, and this will give us a slanted traditional stitch, which will be more in keeping with the stitches that are on this belt already. Even though they've not been hand sewn and they've been machine sewed, this will still look like that, rather than just a straight stitch. So here we go, down, pull on the thread, back through. When I get this better camera, I'll be able to show this in more detail. Pull on the thread, back down, push your needle back through top of the hole, what they call a cast stitch. Send it over the needle and pull through, back through that top hole, cast over and pull through, back through the top, cast over and pull through, pull down on the thread, back over, cast over and pull. Try and do this a little bit more slower. Push the needle through, hold this needle in your hand like this, one on top of the other. Pull this back down into the slant, push through the top and pull. I will show this stitch in more detail. It's a great stitch, it gives a lovely look. To learn this stitch, I think the book's there's I'll have a look in just a second. There's a book you can buy that'll teach you this stitch great. It's I'll go and get it now. 2 seconds. It's a book called there we go. Okay. It's a book called The Leather Working Handbook by Valerie Michael, and it'll show you that particular stitch. There we go. It will show you that traditional saddle stitch that I've been talking about, and the cast and everything else. It might be a little bit easier for you to follow, but what I will wrecking the place. What I will do excuse me, what I will do, oh god, is I will do, when I get the camera, hopefully it will be okay, what I will do is I'll show you this in HD, and I'll slow it right down and I'll show it you in more detail. You're always better to give that thread a little bit of a tug as you're coming through, just in case it's caught inside. Ooh, my hands are sweating today, and needles are slipping. Yeah, it's caught inside. This is what I meant by the thread being locked. Anyway, I thought I'd share, you know, a bit shorter, share that with you. I will go into this in more detail. I will go over this stitch nice and slow for you, and I'll also do a tutorial on box stitching for anybody who wants to have a go at sewing some box type items up. It'll open up a world of things for you to do once you master that stitch. Okay guys, I'll do a little video when this is all finished. Take care for now, and I'll see you on the next one, Lee.